Definitely okay calling this. Okay. This guy can quadruple up. Unlike now. This guy might have an overpair to 8. It's unlikely he has an 8, I think. Good gamble here. Nope, he does have an 8. Wow, I'm in bad shape. I would have hit the ace. Correct fold, but was results oriented wrong. So the table volume's okay. We're gonna send the link to Limon, aka Limon. Way. Yet not tonight. Alright guys, we are back. Limon should be coming in. Not right away, but soon. Until we're in the money here. 54. So 10 people need a bust. Wow, he made the wheel. He made it a flush. I'll take a flop. It's plenty good to rip. It's a good one as long as he doesn't have queen 10. He does have queen 10. And we suck. Alright, we might bust this. That was unfortunate. Look for a favorable flop. Okay, let's just get it all in. What do we have? We have a gut shot. We have trips. We have full house. We got lucky. Sucked. Still in it though, so. Gonna wait a few seconds and then raise. Get the blind increase on the button. New rip here. It's like unnecessary. I could wait. It's like okay to rip there, but like with our chip stack, it's unnecessary. Maybe we faded that. Hit that like. Thanks for coming in. Had to restart the stream because the audio was busted. Need the audio to be working for Limon's appearance. One-man chat, yep. Hopefully everybody will come back in. I guess I'll try to get lucky. That was not it. Oh, sadness. What's up, SA? AKA AJ. Bike is back for sure. What we got here? Oh, monster. Oh, I gotta rip this. This is where we bust. Oh, that's not good. That's very, very bad. This might be where we bust. I don't even know what we're over. This, like, you can't fly with like ace 10 or like king jack here, can you? Tens. Ace jack offsuit. Okay, we're going with this. I'm just really curious what this guy has. Most likely busting here, obviously. Ace king, yeah. Oh, that's a really bad flop. 10 or jack. Not that 10. Okay. Okay, run 52nd. 7 nines. Okay, we got that one. 52nd. So what did we get that one? We got we got $13. I mean, some refund. Type that. Get a live PLO game going. Well, we can in the. We can. All right, we made $13 so far, so let's keep going. Potentially made some questionable decisions this PLO tournament. It's not like we were in good chip shape. What do we have here? A pair of fours. Chips is good. More chips is better. We're gonna go with this. If we bust here, we bust here. If we take it down, we take it down. What's up, Nick from Yuma? Gotta rebuild the peeps from the other stream. Smash that thumbs up, hit subscribe. Missed a lot of stuff. So Ronnie Barta finished top 3 in the WPT. And we're gonna get him on, and we're gonna get him on live with the bike on ladies' night because he needs a little redemption from that Miss Finland fiasco. Everyone's like ripping on him, but Ronnie Barta's got game, man. And we're gonna get, you know, Sean Snyder and Melissa Burr in the mix. Dennis Fong, first professional gamer. Doom 2, Quake 1, Quake 2 world champion. Thanks for coming back, guys. I'm getting optimistic, but what does the PLO pay? Okay. Better than the 5K. Oh, back sore. Ooh, okay, break time, BRB. Back on the scene, crispy and clean. Oh, easy in? Hold on. I don't see. Gotta post out the new link. Oh, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. The man, the myth, the legend, and the fruit, Limon Poker. We're going to play Name That Luminary later, but first, you had your... Huh?
What are you doing? You playing a tournament right now?
Yeah, I just busted one in the money, and I busted two. I'm really embarrassed with the very first one I played. It was a freemium for 5K, and there were people that weren't even at the game. I didn't even notice until like 2 orbits. So I should have been raising a little bit more. And then I tried to steal with the queen 4 off, and then the guy just defended with the queen 10, and we flopped the queen. So I lost 2/3 of my stack.
Well, that sucks.
It was the free one anyway. The free ones aren't going to pay very well. But I'm almost in the money in a couple of them. You know, it was busted in the money.
So you're on a break right now?
Yeah, I'm on a break. Gonna start in 3 seconds. So we discussed a lot, or you discussed a lot with your monologues and dialogues. Your Twitch streams back in the mix.
Yeah, I just sort of wanted to. People were like texting me about GameStop or whatever. I'm like, fuck, I'll just like see if this thing works. And it worked. I couldn't
Yeah,
believe
exactly. Why couldn't you believe it?
I haven't used that thing since years, probably.
So that's not. I mean, it's still around.
Yeah, I mean, I figured they probably would have changed the software or changed.
Oh, God, that doesn't work like that.
Changed something. I was surprised that it just fired up. And I was surprised that like people knew that I was on like right away, you know, like 30, 40 people started watching.
So I'm 2 from the bubble, and I have top pair, and the guy has me covered. Do I fold to a check raise? I actually don't know the answer to these things.
I have no clue.
I don't either.
You know more than I do.
I mean, I may not. Oh, this is bad. The turn paired the second pair, and created, and hit the 3rd flush card. I'm gonna check it. River is the 4th flush card. I'm gonna check, I guess. I don't know. He either has me. I mean, oh, he had the 10 of diamonds. He had me beat the whole way. So. All right. Well, the casinos are open.
You going in there yet?
I'm going on Monday. I'm gonna help out Annie Monday and Tuesday, but I already had stuff planned when they announced the reopening. But you know, obviously this is good news for me. I know you're fucking retired, so it doesn't matter to you. Plus,
yeah.
you didn't want to go back until the vaccine was out anyway, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna even think about going back until the vaccine and they open the regular casino. I don't feel like sitting outside.
Yeah. Well, some of us who still have to work, like, you know, need to be in their good graces.
Yeah, but if you're a tournament pro now, you don't have to go in anymore.
I'm winning. It doesn't mean it's winning enough to like sustain a living.
So
Hey,
you're in a PLO tournament too?
I'm in a PLO tournament. There's going to be a second PLO tournament, and the rest of them are no limit. I'm 2 from the money in the PLO tournament, and 2 from the money in an important large MTT no limit one. No, sorry, not 2 from. I'm 4 from the money in the big no limit one. That's the Jack 9 against the Jack 10, where I flop.
So you're scoring today for sure then.
Not necessarily. I'm in for like 1,000 already.
Oh, okay.
um, yeah,
Hello,
I mean,
Nick from Yuma.
I gotta text the luminaries.
Kansas City -3, huh? That's probably a pretty good line.
Are they? So I heard about this. I don't remember where I was playing, but apparently there's this dude that bets college sports, and
Yeah.
they rank the top. Wait, were you the one that told me this?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't, because obviously I couldn't find it, but they rank the top college teams, right?
Yeah.
So he says if there's a line that bets against, or like, it's the non-ranked or favored against the favorite, it's almost always correct, because a lot of people are going to offset and bet the favorite, or the top team versus the ranked team versus the other team. Is there merit to, I mean, it sounds like there's some merit to that, but
there's yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who bet homers. They're like that used to be a really big deal. Like you could basically just bet against the Lakers and against the Cowboys.
because they're so popular.
Yeah, because they're so popular.
Right.
But now there's just so much smart action and people sort of trying to bet for a living or whatever. I don't think that works anymore. You used to be able to take home dogs. Home dogs were like better than break even for years and years and years. I'm sure that's not true anymore. I don't even know if Wong teasers work anymore. There's so much information available, and the betting public, a large chunk of the betting public is so sophisticated that the books don't shade the lines in that way anymore.
Got it.
I mean,
so I definitely didn't hear from you. It must have been when I was playing poker, but it sounded like somewhat reasonable.
He's talking about something from a bygone era. I mean, it used to be that if you were a bookie, as soon as your phone rang, you knew the phone number, you knew who it was from, you knew what they were calling about. They were calling to bet on the Lakers, or they were calling to bet on the Dodgers. They were calling to bet on the Rams, where they're
Got
homers.
it. That makes sense.
So if the Lakers were -7.5, they'd say, I'll put some on the Lakers. Okay, Lakers -8.5. They'd be like, oh, it's -8.5. Yeah, it's -8.5. Oh, I saw it other places -7.5. Well, just bet the other side then. No, I'll just take the Lakers -8.5. Fine. Like, he just always gave him a bad line 100% of the time because they're such like crazy homers.
Got it.
But that's a bygone era.
I'm on the bubble in the PLO.
All right.
So I'm just gonna fold. I'm just gonna keep folding. I'm chip loser.
What are your thoughts on the market and recent downswing? Well, the downswing it's like we've had ever since basically the COVID crash. The market's just been going up, which makes no fucking sense, like from a value standpoint. The only reason it makes sense is because the Fed is loaning so much money to the U.S. government, which the U.S. government's paying out in stimulus, and the Fed is loaning so much money to the banks, which the banks are using to buy equities, or whatever and so the market's propped up by the Fed right now at a 0% interest rate, and so over the last year, the market's basically gone up, even though it defies all fundamentals.
Yeah.
And there are moments where it has like a little hiccup, but it always instantly recovers from the hiccup. And the reason that it instantly recovers from the hiccup is because there's so much cash on the sidelines coming from the Federal Reserve. So this hiccup the market's probably going to go up this week. I mean, there's just the only reason why the stock market wouldn't go up is because the banks and the people in their stimulus money had decided not to buy equities anymore. So it could be that the banks take another, 500 billion in zero interest loans next week, and they don't buy equities with it. Instead, they buy, I don't know, like real estate or Bitcoin or something.
Doggy coin.
Or gold or silver, precious metals. I don't think the banks are allowed to buy Bitcoin. Honestly, I think that when they take these, I don't think that they're allowed to buy anything that they want. I think there's some strings attached to the way that they spend their 0% interest money from the discount window. But I mean, they can obviously get around that. There's a way to get around everything.
Queen Jack just be queens. Sorry.
Oh no, and then if the stimulus people get their stimulus check, if they decide to put it all in doggy coin, Dogecoin, Doge, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Doggy coin.
Yeah, if they decide to put it all in doggy coin, well then yeah, it might hurt the equities market, because they're not spreading it out over the equities that they've been buying. Over the last year, people have been spending their stimulus checks and their unemployment checks on equities and Bitcoin. And then, last week, basically everybody put their stimulus money on GameStop as sort of a jokey thing that happens every now and then. And that jokey thing will play itself out. It's a very tiny portion of the market, but a very large portion of the news, because it's weird, it's a weird thing to happen. But probably just as much money is getting dumped into doggy coin, and the news ain't talking about that at all because nobody understands what it is. So it's a news story. It is what it is.
Doggy who? Doggy what? Doggy coin.
You don't know about doggy coin?
No, I said doggy who, doggy what, doggy coin. The Snoop Dogg song. Never mind. Forget it. Go ahead.
So anyway, there's just a lot of money sloshing around the system. And because there's so much money sloshing around the system, people are playing games. Because if there's so much money sloshing around the system, value investing doesn't even make sense. Like, you're better off playing games with it.
Hey, Limon, we're visited by royalty. Sean Snyder's in the chat.
Oh yeah, there he is.
I have not won any tournaments, Sean. I'm in the money in 3 of them. I ITM 3 of them.
Nick Bermuda says, "Are you messing with GameStop, AMC?" No, none of that stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the money in 2 of them. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know how I would time it. Silver. I said like a week ago or whatever. For people who are watching the last time I did a podcast or whatever, I said buy silver, and because that seems to be what a lot of these like Wall Street Bets guys are being told to push. That's what some of them are pushing, and some are being told to push. And what a lot of the bots are pushing, and so like the reason why I would say silver is a good buy is because silver's sort of a free roll. I don't know that they're going to be able to, enact a gamma short squeeze on any of these silver miners, and start like a sort of a domino effect of short squeezes on silver. I don't know that that's possible, because we're talking about a market cap that's much, much, much bigger than GameStop. But if enough hedge funds sort of like get behind that trade and try to break the shorts on silver, I mean, it could be epic. It could be like GameStop times 100. So who knows? It's I don't like playing games like that when there's a big downside, but with silver, I would say that it's asymmetric bet, and the reason why it's asymmetric bet is because silver's real world quote-unquote value is depressed, and so it's not really going to go lower. Silver isn't just going to tank. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and silver's going to be like $2 an ounce. It's never going to happen. Whereas you could easily wake up tomorrow and GameStop could be $23 a share. So you sort of get a free roll on this silver play. So yeah, I don't have a ton. Like I think that I have like 2,000 shares of AG. So that's what I did. I just bought a little bit of it. I bought a chunk of AG. See if we get like a rocket moon landing. Ticker symbol AG is probably the best way to play it. I don't know for sure. It's just that ticker symbol AG has the most short interest. So if we get a short squeeze, it's going to be the one that ticks up the fastest. That's I assume. And if you don't get a short squeeze, I mean, I just don't see it just falling off the face of the earth. It's sort of a free roll on the gamification of these equities. That's all I know about that.
I'm in some very emotional spots. In the middle of your rant, I was 9 out of 10. A guy was literally gonna bust. He had 2 out. No, he had 3 outs. Got the 3 outs. Outshipped me. Then I was all in. I did the trick where you raise but leave 1 chip left. So when they go over the top, you can use the timer.
Right.
And now I'm in the money in the PLO. Because the guy that was supposed to bust a couple orbits ago just busted. But I was at risk of busting.
Yeah, Nick from Limon, I said the silver stock I like is AG. AG.
AG. Wow! That's the element sign for silver. Who would have thought?
I know. Easy to remember.
Hashtag marketing. Hey, so this dude in San Diego who said he says he knows you too, says that Sean Snyder and I are poker celebrities and you too, or just celebrities. What do you think we are? Because Sean and I don't think we're celebrities.
Yeah, I think that you're a poker celebrity for sure. Like if you go into a casino, people know who you are before you know who they are, right?
Well, I go to the bike where everyone is. You're on live at the bike. You're a minor poker celebrity. Sure, absolutely. Hold on. Ooh, I have a pair and a flush draw in PLO. I'm already in the money, so the no limit. All right, whatever. I'm already in the money, so YOLO. In 10 minutes, we're gonna try to get the first 10-15 minutes. We're gonna get the name that luminary call. It's not gonna be Sean Snyder. I thought he was busy today, but he's graced us with his presence in the chat.
Too many luminaries.
Too many.
Yeah, Nick, AG. It might be 1850 right now. I don't know. I think I bought it at $15.85 or something. So I mean, I'm already making a little bit on it, and not that I even. It's like what? It's sort of whatever. It's just stupid. But I mean, if the market's going to be stupid, I don't fight it. I say, okay, let me see if I can figure out how it's going to be stupid. I mean, people say like they put the list of short squeezes, and I don't want to have anything to do with a short squeeze where the underlying equity doesn't have any value. So I don't really want to have anything to do with the short squeezes on, things like retail clothing stores or something, because I was like, I don't see they should be shorted. They are going out of business, But a short squeeze on silver, I'm fine with that because the underlying equity has value too. Like, it's not going to zero. It's not going out of business. Silver miners aren't going anywhere. And precious metals are ostensibly a good investment right now, regardless of a short squeeze, just because of inflationary concerns. I mean, it looks like there's going to be a $1 trillion stimulus package in the next couple weeks, and that's just going to be another bit of wind at the back of precious metals.
More GameStop and Doggy Coin run up.
Yeah, GameStop and Doggy Coin too, for all I know. I mean, people act like it's that GameStop is a David versus Goliath thing, but it's not. It's
Right.
Goliath versus Goliath, and the Wall Street bet guys are like a fig leaf over one of the Davids. They're just like a little fig leaf over one of the Goliath's giant schmeckle. The big money that's moving around in GameStop, AMC, Nokia, Palantir, the big money that's moving around these things isn't coming from Wall Street bets.
The Bicycle Casino, Commerce Casino. Oh wait,
It's coming from other giant hedge funds who are using Wall Street bets as a fig leaf to make massive plays. I mean, the biggest long the group of people who are long in GameStop is a big group of people, but the largest single long in GameStop is probably BlackRock. BlackRock has billions of dollars, so it's like, okay, it's like BlackRock's like, oh, you guys want to bust Melvin Capital and Citadel? Cool, we'll help you. We'll help you break them, because if we try to do it on our own, the SEC would be breathing down our throat for taking an illegal position in something just to hurt a short seller. But if it's already moving that direction, we'll pile on right behind you. So it's not David versus Goliath. It's Goliath versus Goliath, and David's just a fig leaf. That said, if that fig leaf turns its eye to silver, and that fig leaf can get this silver squeeze working, then who knows? We'll come in behind the fig leaf. Who knows? We'll come in behind. If the Wall Street bets people can pop the shorts on silver, the next thing you know, you might have people like BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, who fucking knows, Jamie Dimon. You might have hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars to back that play up really quickly if they think that the shorts are going to start to have to cover. All right.
Are you ready for Name That Luminary?
Sure.
All right.
Mad Benjamin says, good analysis on the foolishness of shorting stocks. Yeah, thank you, Mad Benjamin. You're back in my good graces today. I think you were one of the people who was tilting me the other day.
Hello.
Hi, is this Luminary?
Yes.
Lyman, can you hear? Can you name that Luminary?
I only heard them say the word yes. I think it's a woman.
Is it a woman? Are you a woman? Do you identify as a woman?
I identify as a woman.
Oh, it sounds like Nicole.
Is this
Did I get
Nicole?
Yes.
All right.
Can you hear me? I told you he's going to know my voice so instantly. This is such an easy one.
Well, so
Yeah,
what?
that's easy.
So what? I mean, I told you to troll, like change your voice or
I'm
something.
not
I
going
don't know.
to change my voice.
All right, Miss Aggressive Life Coach. Guys, follow Aggressive Life Coach on Instagram.
Oh my
I knew
God.
that it was either Nicole or two
All right, what are you
hats.
guys talking about?
We were talking about Wayne making lots of money in this tournament, and we were talking about GameStop, and we were talking about investing.
Nicole, can you hear him?
No, I can't at all.
Oh, that's I don't know how to do this. Here, I'm gonna conference him in. Because that kind of doesn't work if you guys. Abe, I'm conferencing call you.
Didn't you test this shit out, Wayne?
No, it's there. Pick it up. It's me.
Hello.
Here. I'm
Wayne, this thing is going to be on like a...
no.
It's like a delay.
No, you guys are live. You guys can talk to each other now.
Dude, Wayne, it's like... It's got massive feedback.
Oh, now I can hear him a bit.
Okay.
There you go. Oh man.
Wayne, I was really bad at this when I had a podcast. You're
Yeah.
worse than me.
Hey, it takes practice, all right.
And what is his guess that voice anyway? I thought the game was guess that crotch.
Yeah, we used to play Guess That Crotch. That was fun.
Yeah, but this game is lame. I told him, Lyman, I told him, like, you think he's not going to know my voice? Like, instantly, he's going to know it. She's
Oh,
like, no,
you're supposed to make it harder on the...
disguise it. Oh, I'm supposed to disguise my voice.
That was an easy. I said it was either you or two hats. So I flipped a coin. I got it right.
Oh, yeah, we have almost the same voice. You're right.
Now you do.
Good times, good times. What are you guys talking about?
And so we were talking about Wayne's tournament prowess, and we were talking about investing in the stock market.
Oh, of course, because that's the latest thing, right? Until next year when it's terrible and nobody will be talking about it.
Yeah. For right now, it's a big deal. Exactly.
Yes, it's kind of a big deal. Okay, so do you guys still need me, or have I played my part?
You did great. You did great, and Wayne did horrible.
Yeah. Just like old times.
Thanks, Wayne. You're the best.
I gotta try.
I'm gonna come out to the bike and catch some chips, and maybe I'll see you around.
All right, sounds good. Bye.
All right.
Take it easy.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to, not do the call and do a Zoom.
Wayne, that was a total mess.
You be quiet. I gotta test things, all right? Shoot.
No, Wayne, you use Skype.
No. Oh, I mean, we're not using Skype.
I know, but if you use Skype, then they come right onto the channel with a clear voice.
Yeah.
And they hear everything that everybody's saying because you just conference them in.
Mm.
I think that's what I used to do. I don't know. How the fuck would I know? I'm the worst at this, other than you. I used to be the worst at this. I used to have the worst technical skills of anybody ever doing a podcast. But now I'm one notch up from the bottom, which makes me very happy.
Hey, as long as you're happy. Oh, what's going on here? Ooh.
The dude said, "Have me turn off my other mic." I don't know how to turn the other mic off. Otherwise, I would have. I don't. That's like really. I have to mute. Oh, he has to mute my Zoom mic. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right. You guys are right. That is what needed to have happened. But that's just like so complicated for me, at least. Wayne has to do it from his end. I don't even know where the fuck Zoom is on my computer. I just hit the link that he sends me, and the next thing you know, I'm on Zoom.
So we in the money 3 of them, so we're still mega buried for the day since we bought in for 1K. I don't know what we recovered yet. I think we recovered at least 300. So we got at least 700 to go to break even for the day.
If you make all 3 final tables, then you break even for the day.
No, I only need to make 1 final table, and I'll be like up for the day.
Nice.
But final tables are a long way. I was in the money in 2 of them, and no longer in those tournaments. So 1 in the money, which is an important one, I'm still in, but I'm on the bottom 25%.
The other day, you were number 1 out of 25 people. What place did you end up getting?
8th, I think.
Oh.
And the guy who was 9th when the final table started, he actually came in 2nd.
Huh.
I mean, the hand I busted on, I think I was a 3-1 favorite, and the guy just like 3-outed me.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
See, Wayne, you know that you're a famous poker player because everybody else has like some fake name, and you're just like, fuck it, Wayne Chiang, right there. People know who you are. You're not like Jambroni or Mr. Kinky or Squirrel 22.
Are you
You're just
watching
like,
the table?
yeah, you're just like, boom, I'm Wayne Chiang. Here's my photo. Deal with it.
You know, it's only my YouTube that you can see that. On global, they can't see that.
Uh, I wish I was on global then.
And what? See my global name?
No, just not see two of you on my screen. One of you is enough.
So what's it like to be retired?
That's pretty sweet.
I wouldn't know.
We'll see. I mean, I might not stay retired forever.
It'll probably get boring, huh? But I mean, it's nice to like not have to like have your life depend on working for sure, right?
When I start going back to the casino, when the casino opens, if I start going back and playing cards, and I decide that it's something that I'm gonna maybe want to, do for a certain amount of time a week, then I'm definitely gonna make the casino pay me. I mean, I'm not doing it for free.
Oh yeah, of course. That's like insane.
Mad Benjamin says the Pro Bowl was canceled. I didn't even know exactly tens of fans. I didn't even know there was a Pro Bowl this year, so who the fuck watches that? The Pro Bowl is so stupid. I mean, you could make it better, I assume. I don't know how, because nobody wants to get injured. They should do the Pro Bowl with retired football players. That way it doesn't fucking matter if they get injured. And so you just have like old ass fucking football players sort of creakily running around the field. They could do a field that's like half size or something and do 8-on-8 or something. Now that would be good, You got some old ass creaky Terry Bradshaw getting tackled by some old ass creaky other fat lineman with brain damage. I would watch that. I would watch like a seniors football game. And that would be pretty damn sweet. Just thinking about it, I'm excited for that idea. So that's how you should do the Pro Bowl. And who fucking cares if they get injured? They're already injured. I mean, I know a few people would play for sure. I can guarantee you with 100% certainty that if they did an old man Pro Bowl, Brett Favre would play. 100%. He wants to be playing right now. So you have one there. So then he just needs to call up a few of his buddies. It could be sponsored by that dumb fucking thing, copper fit braces. Copper fit elbow brace, copper fit knee brace, copper fit ankle brace. That would be something that I would watch, but not flag football or tag football. Full contact tackle football with old ass fuckers. And they could make the field extra soft or something if they want. I don't know. I want to see them bash into each other. There'd just be like an injury on every single play. That's what they could do. Like, they could start as 11-on-11 or whatever, or as many as they wanted. They could play like 20 against 20, but every time somebody got injured and left the field, you didn't replace them, and then they just play the game until there's nobody left. After 2 hours, it'd be like 6-on-7. It would just be like the Brett Favre versus I don't know, some other old guy. Nick from Yuma says, I've been watching Patrick Reed cheat. Yeah, Patrick Reed. Oh my god. That story is so stupid because everybody's looking at that story the wrong way. They're saying, like, did he violate any rules? Did he take an illegal drop? Did he call the rules official over quick enough? That isn't the point of that story. That isn't the way you should look at that story. The way you should look at that story is, was it an embedded ball? If it was an embedded ball, then you can forgive any like technical thing. But if it's not an embedded ball, I don't care whether he did everything perfect. He cheated because he took relief for an embedded ball when there wasn't an embedded ball. And I can tell you with 99.999% certainty that ball was not embedded. The ball bounced straight up in the air about 3 feet and then landed again in the rough. So this is literally the equivalent of you just dropping a ball from shoulder height in the rough. It's impossible to get a ball to embed dropping it from shoulder height in the rough. You can't do it. There is no world in which that would happen. So whether he followed the protocol correctly is of no interest. The truth is the ball wasn't embedded. If the ball's not embedded, who gives a fuck about the protocol? Protocol doesn't matter. Get myself worked up. I better have a sip of this beverage. This is what I'm drinking. This is a really good beer. It's called Pop Fuji. If anybody's interested, Pop Fuji.
I think Sean's interested. He should still be in the chat. I drank with Sean a couple beers in San Diego, the great city of San Diego.
Nice.
Are you gonna retire here, or are you thinking of moving somewhere else? When you have nothing else to do.
I'm probably 90% staying here in my house because I like my house a lot. I'm very relaxed here. Everything's set up the way I like it, and I wouldn't want to have to find a new place and get everything set up the way I like it. So
that's
90%.
Fair.
The only thing that would make me not retire here would be if the weather changed dramatically. And it is sort of changing dramatically, right?
It's getting
I moved
hotter.
to Los Angeles, over 20 years ago. I mean, I don't know, a long fucking time ago. And it was never this fucking hot all the time in the summer, spring, and fall. When I moved here, it still rained in May. When I moved here, it still rained. You'd still get some rain in September. You'd get some cooler days in September. You'd get some cooler, rainier days in May. Now, from basically March until November, it's 90 degrees. From March until November, it's fucking 90 degrees. 90 or 100. Sometimes it's not 90. On the days it's not 90, it's 100. Now, that's not that bad. I'm fine with that. I like warm weather. I like hot weather. I like going golfing and I like to do stuff outside, so I don't mind that it's 90 or 100 degrees a lot of the year and no rain. But if it gets up to where it's basically like Palm Springs, where it's 120 degrees, well, I can't handle that. Nobody can handle that. So if there was a major change in the weather, then I might have to reconsider. But if things just stay the way they are now, even though it is much, much hotter than it used to be, with much less rain because of global warming. If things stay this way, I can handle it. But if things get much, much worse and LA becomes like Palm Springs, I would not be able to handle it.
I have pocket nines in the button, and under the gun just ripped and has me outshipped by 2 times.
Yeah, Nick from Yuma. Yeah, me and Nick from Yuma basically agree on the Patrick Reed thing. Whether the volunteer said the ball bounced or not, I mean, Patrick Reed, who cares what, even if it didn't bounce, it doesn't mean that it's plugged. He needs to go up there and see if the ball is plugged. As soon as he lifted that little bit of grass, he knew 100%, he knew, oh shit, this ball is not plugged, but this is the worst lie in the world, and I'm 1 club length from the cart path where the it's mown at fairway length. So to Patrick Reed's cheating credit, he was sharp. He fucking knew what he wanted to do immediately. If he would have only been able to move the ball a club length and then drop it back in 4-inch rough, it might have not even been worth it for him to try and cheat. But because who cares? Now you just drop it from 1 4-inch rough to another 4-inch rough. But he saw that he got to drop it on fairway length grass. So he immediately said this, I mean, that's basically an entire stroke he probably saved. When you can cheat for an entire stroke, if your ball is in 4-inch thick rough and then you drop it in 4-inch thick rough, you maybe gain a 1/10 of a stroke. Maybe you even get another worse lie. On average, it's very small gain. But when you can take your ball that's deep and 4-inch rough and get to drop it on fairway length grass, that's a whole stroke. Because now he gets to hit it on the green instead of just chopping it out. So, but I mean, as soon as he saw that ball, he knew it was not embedded. Because he was just like, oh, fuck, that's a bad lie. That's a horrible lie. Let's poke around down there and see what we can get away with.
When's the next page up? Wow, 5 more people next jump. Yeah. What do you think of people who play MTTs for a living?
What do I think of that?
I don't know.
Hey, more power to you. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion about it.
How likely do you think it is? Seems like it's like damn near impossible.
Yeah, it's like maybe it's a tiny number of people on the planet. I mean, the variance is just too high compared to the rake. The variance, your ROI and the rake and the variance is just insane. You have to find a way to multi-table them all day long, basically. Like, if you can play 4 MTTs at a time all day long, then you can probably get yourself in the long run and make a little bit of money off of it. But it just seems like, I mean, I don't know. It seems like if you're really good at poker, it seems like one of the tougher ways. Yeah, it seems like one of the tougher ways to make a living. It seems like a much easier way to make a living if you're really good at poker is to play mid stakes live, high stakes when a really good live game pops up that you can get into. That just seems like the easiest way. Now, for some people, that I wouldn't consider it the easiest way because they don't like to sit in a casino. They would rather play online, but online poker just seems like a much tougher way to make a living than live poker for me, at least.
I agree. I mean, you know, I've been the private game streets and recently, and even the live streets. It's just like I don't know why I ever played online. I mean, it's just because like you could just like sit at home and play 6 days a week and it's convenient.
I mean, the problem with the private games is you really need to be in with the host or the rake just destroys you.
Oh,
yeah. The host has to give you a kickback of some sort, and then the host also has to be willing to let you stay in good games. A lot of times when the game gets really good, the first thing the host wants is for the winning players to get up, you know, or just not invite them or whatever. So it's a lot of politics in the home game world that you don't have to put up with in the casino world. And that doesn't even count the possibility of cheating or getting stiffed. I remember when I used to play in a private game, Jeremiah or whatever, we had a deal. But even though we had a deal, still if I won big, he wouldn't give me, like, he would have cash and chips and checks that people had written him. This is a long time ago. I never fucking saw a single fucking dollar of cash. I only got chips and checks, which, you know, is a massive fucking pain in the ass because the chips are from all over the place. Vegas, Palm Springs, San Diego, Los Angeles, maybe even one thrown in there for fucking some other shit tournament they went to in Borgata or something. It's like, but if I don't take a $5,000 Borgata chip, I might not get anything.
Yeah.
So you just got to take it. And you got blank checks, you know, it's like, okay, I really want to be taking this to the bank. That's what got Gabe Kaplan arrested. Gabe Kaplan they gave him the blank check and he went and deposited it. The guy got busted for being a cocaine distributor. They went into his bank account and found out and said like, okay, who are the big money movers that he's working with? It looks like Gabe Kaplan has a $22,000 check. Looks like Gabe Kaplan bought $22,000 worth of cocaine. I mean, now Gabe Kaplan has to explain, I just went at gambling. Well, that's illegal too, you know?
primaries are not responding, or we're supposed to come in.
Well, it's not going to work anyway, so.
No,
smart.
they're coming. They're gonna come straight on Zoom. Relax.
Oh, they come straight on Zoom. Well, that would work. Why didn't Nicole do that?
Well, I told her. Anyway.
Maybe
This
she didn't have
is
her hair
bad
done.
rubber. Yeah,
She didn't want to have the third worst hair on the Zoom stream.
Ooh, I just lost a lot of chips. How many tournaments have you played lifetime?
Live in a casino?
Just or online? Did you play MTTs online?
Yeah, I played a ton of MTTs online back in the party days. Because
They were
the
hugely
multi-rebuy
good.
tournaments
Mhm.
were just like fucking printing money. Because people were coming in those tournaments and just rebuying like 30 times. So
The prize pool was huge.
the prize pools were just massive, and you would have bought in and done your add-on, or if you ran really bad, you bought in twice and did your add-on, and then you'd look at the average number of buy-ins per player, and it'd be like 6. So you're entering the tournament at basically 33% of what everybody else is entering it at. So those were like really good, really, really good. And I would just play those things all day long during the heyday of those multi-rebuy tournaments. But live, I don't know, maybe I've played 7 or 6, I don't know. It's probably under 10. And some of them I played them, but I didn't really like play them. Like every now and then, like when I was hosting the game at the bike, what's his name? The tournament director.
Mo?
Mo would come to me and be like, "Oh, hey Abe, I put deuce to 7 triple draw on a tournament schedule, and we can't even fill one table. Will you please come play it?" And I'd be like, "Fine, fuck it. Okay, Mo," because it's always good to stay on Mo's good side.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And so I would go and I'd buy into a stupid like 330 deuce to 7 triple draw one table, and I'd play it. And of course
You
I
would
really
crush it?
fucking, huh?
You would crush it?
No, I'd end up not even cashing.
What?
That's the bad part. Like I did that for Mo like 3 times in like dumb, because you know how Mo would always be like, he would do a tournament series, 99 out of 100 of the tournaments would be just hold 'em, and he would get 50
A
or 100
bajillion
tables.
people? Yeah.
And then one day that he would put something on there that he liked or whatever. So one day the tournament would be like Badoogie or something, and he would never even be able to fill a fucking whole table. And so he'd just be like, or maybe get like a table and a half. He'd be like, "Abe, because I'm just sitting out there doing nothing, like drinking wine." Be like, "Abe, please fucking sign up for Badoogie so we can have this tournament go," you know? I'll be like, "Fine." And then I'd always end up like busting first and be like, "Why the fuck did I do this?"
Alright, might be busting here.
I'm watching delay. You have trip 7s. I assume you won that hand.
Do I have trip 7? I don't remember playing.
Oh, you folded.
I might have folded pre. I'm 24 out of 25. I just ripped it with 8 for 6.5 bigs.
Ripped it.
I'll take the blinds, or hopefully get called by an underpair. I'll settle for like ace 7 to ace deuce.
Wayne, how many times have you said the sentence, "I just ripped it," when you're not playing poker?
Probably 0.
No condom breakage in your life?
50-year-old virgin. I needed to prepare jokes, but I was like busy in San Diego and Irvine.
Wayne, it's okay. I'm just coming on and hanging out with you until I make dinner. I'm gonna make the pesto. And, probably 15 minutes or something.
There are two wild animals, actually several wild animals scheduled, but they're not responding.
It's all right. We'll do it
It's a different day.
Or they'll come in later after I've already left. You need somebody to talk to anyway.
Actually, I'm fairly tired. I was like, potentially, if you weren't going to come on, I was just going to snooze and go solo.
I'll come on. I'm not doing anything on a Sunday.
You're retired.
I'm gonna make pesto from scratch. That's what I'm gonna do, and it's gonna be very, very, very fucking tasty.
Very delicious.
It's gonna be intensely delicious.
What are your top 5 restaurants in the Los Angeles area?
As far as high-end dining, I like Bavel, and I like Bestia. I like, as far as the steakhouse goes, my favorite steakhouse is Nick and Steph's. Sort of like interesting atmosphere, like old school atmosphere, celebrity sightings or whatever. If you're into that, would be like Dan Danix. Cheaper eats, I really like. Burritos Las Palmas for burritos. I really like Howlin' Ray's for fried chicken. I like Pizzanista for like sort of classic pizza. I like for burgers, I like Pie and Burger. I mean, yeah.
What burger?
Pie and Burger.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's old, it's like classic, sort of like drive-through hamburgers. It's been there for 100 years. It's a really good place, Pie and Burger.
I'll have to ask you about it.
That's what you get. You get pie and you get burger. Of course, I can't really go to any of these places anymore because of COVID.
Yeah.
I can order them for pickup. Sometimes I do, but it's just not the same. I like to sit and relax, and at my favorite places, say like a Nick and Steph's Steakhouse. They know me so well, and
yeah, everybody knows your name.
Everyone knows me, and so my steak's a little bit bigger than what the steak should be. My side's a little bit bigger than what the side should be.
Damn, VIP.
Yeah, my wine glass is always full no matter what. That's the reason that you go to the expensive restaurants. For me personally, is for the great service. So just ordering it to bring home is completely pointless. I won't do it. I don't do it. And I'm sorry if they go out of business. I don't want them to go out of business. But I can't order 5-star food to take home. It just doesn't work.
You're there for the ambiance.
I'm there for the ambiance. I'm there for the whole thing. In Vegas, I really like Bazaar Meats. Love that place.
Did you go to Aquanox in Venetian? Did you like that?
Yeah. I mean, some of those ones get a little frou-frou for me. I'm not really like a tasting menu type. I find that when you get these really expensive tasting menus, even the most elite of all elite tasting menus, if you go to Joël Robuchon or whatever, yes, each individual thing is pretty good and inventive and looks beautiful, but all of them together almost always give you a horrible stomachache, because it's a whole bunch of little very rich, very intense little meals that don't belong together. So Aquanox is good. I really like, but Bazaar Meats is my favorite place in Vegas.
Do you think Jack 3 is a better hand or King 7?
King 7.
Well, my Jack 3 just beat the King 7, motherfucker.
I mean, neither of them have.
No! I just somebody ripped it for few bigs and I folded sevens and I would have flopped the set. It's a very emotional game, Abe.
Yeah, I could tell. It sounded like you blew an O-ring right there. You're like, oh.
I'm trying to work like we said I had to work on my stream game. I gotta like be emotional and stuff about cards. I'm like, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very, very tough.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it would be funny though if you did like try to act like one of those gamer douche guys. That'd be hilarious. Because you would be so bad at it because it's not your natural thing. Like, you need to get one of those big chairs that look like you're in a race car or whatever, and you need to have like graphics that come on the screen, like fire and shit. That'd be so hilarious.
Hey, it's a living.
Like Wayne, like fire, fire, fire. Oh yeah, Mad Benjamin says the old Bacchanal room. Yeah, that was a huge deal when I first started going to Vegas. The Bacchanal. Yeah, that was great. I mean, the food I would say wasn't exceptional, but the whole thing was exceptional. It was quite an experience. Back in the day, the food in Vegas was not exceptional. Like, when I very first started going to Vegas, whatever, 30 years ago or whatever, not quite that, 28 years ago, Vegas was still fun, but it wasn't what it is now. It wasn't like a food place. Most of it was just cheap. You can eat a lot of cheap food, but now it's more like you can eat at the best restaurants in the entire world. But yeah, I remember when the old Vegas, I would go to the Hugo's Cellar. You remember that place? Hugo's Cellar?
No.
Oh, these are the old school places when I very first started going to Vegas. Hugo's Cellar. That was like one of the better steakhouses in Vegas like 29 years ago. I guess, where else would I go there when I was like really splurging? Yeah, Bacchanal. Yeah, that was something else. What else? I don't even remember anymore. All those casinos are gone now, basically.
Went out of business?
Yeah. Well, they don't really go out of business. They just get torn down and they build something else. Like,
Oh, they get bought out and they build over the real estate?
the Sands, the Sahara, all those casinos don't even exist anymore. Stardust, all these places where I used to play poker when I first started going to Vegas, they don't even exist anymore. They just built something else over the top of them. The Frontier, basically everything is gone now. Not that I mean, I'm not one of those people though that pines for old Vegas. I like it better now. I like the new iterations better than the old ones because I just feel like they upped their game by so much. Now it's harder to gamble and make money, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Gambling and making money in Vegas is basically doesn't exist anymore. And whereas 28 years ago or whatever,
It was a thing.
it was pretty easy to gamble and make money in Las Vegas. So that part's gone, but the actual luxury in Vegas is something else now. I mean, it's just world class. Like everything is basically, you can find the best of everything on the entire planet, Las Vegas. So once you've experienced it there, you've basically experienced it. But mostly what I do when I go to Vegas now is just golf. Golf and eat. That's it. That's it.
You could golf and eat here.
Yeah, so it's sort of pointless. I will count cards, but you got to be very careful now. You can't really make any money, but you can get comps. So I will count cards so that I get the hotel room for free. Sometimes I'll get a pretty good food comp. Like I went to Vegas during the pandemic. I did a podcast with you. Remember, I was in Vegas because I went there for a golf thing, and I ended up the golf course was closer. I ended up staying at the Golden Nugget because the golf course was a Paiute out that side of town, and just with like not that much card counting, I got some really good comp at the Golden Nugget. Basically, like a suite and mini suite, whatever, and I got a food comp that I used at Vic and Anthony's, their steakhouse, which is a nice steakhouse. It's not world class, but it's up there. I mean, it's not 5-star; it's like 4-star. Yeah, the Four Queens, Mad Benjamin. That's her little Hugo's cellar. So you can still count cards for comps,
Not me.
but you can't really count cards for money.
I'm not allowed to play.
Well, you can wear your masks now, so they don't know who you are.
Yeah, that's what I heard from a buddy of ours.
I'm trespassed from the SLS, and that's where my favorite restaurant is, Bazaar Meats. And so I was sort of afraid to go in there because if they get me on the if they say when you're it's like they can throw you out. Sometimes they just back you off and they say you can play any other game you want. But I got backed off, and then I went back again, and they just trespassed me. And they say, if you come back, we're calling the cops, basically.
Okay. Do you sneak in?
But I want to go to the restaurant, and so that was the one good thing about the mask was I'm like, oh, I don't even have to worry. I just have my mask on. I can go in over to the Bazaar Meats. Nobody's going to be there. Even their facial recognition is probably not going to work.
That's what I heard.
Because I think the facial recognition needs to see your nose and your eyes. If it can't see your nose, it won't work because I think it measures the distance between your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. So without the nose and the mouth, they just can't get enough data points. I think that's how it works. That's how it worked at some point in time. Maybe it's far more sophisticated now. I was listening to a show on NPR. There's a guy on NPR who studies that shit, and he said in China now.
Oh gosh, China's bad. Yeah.
There's like in the 12 biggest cities in China, they can identify you within 1 minute of leaving your house. Every single human in the 12 largest cities in China can be identified in 1 minute. That's fucking insane. I don't know. But that's gonna be the future everywhere. So it is what it is.
It's future, but how much enforcement? Like China's gonna be like really harsh with the enforcements.
Oh yeah, in China, this guy, his whole life is studying this stuff. So he was in China, obviously, like asking a lot of questions. And he said at one point, everybody there uses something called WeChat.
Yeah.
For everything. He said at one point, he would get WeChat messages back and forth between people, and like every other word would just be censored. They couldn't even read their messages back and forth anymore. And the Chinese guy, like, that one of the Chinese people he was talking to was like, well, once that happens, we just have to completely stop talking because they're basically telling you the next step is I'm going to prison and you're leaving the country. And all they were talking about was like, they would say like, oh, what do you think of this that's going on in Hong Kong? What do you think of that's going on in Hong Kong? And it just put them on a list where like they weren't even allowed to communicate using WeChat anymore. And apparently, from what this guy said, you do everything with WeChat, everything.
Yeah.
So you pay your bills. It's not like here where you have a Cash app, a chat app, a Twitter app, blah blah blah. Everything there is WeChat. Like every single thing you do in your entire life is on that same app. So if you lose access to that, you basically like lose access to everything.
Yeah.
It's just sort of crazy. He said even the transients there, the bums, don't take cash on the street. You just give them money off of your WeChat, and they get money on their WeChat. The beggars.
How do they have phones?
Yeah, they have a barcode, and they pool a phone. So like you go to like maybe like an internet cafe, like they sit there with a barcode, You scan their barcode to give them a few dollars, and then it shows up in some wallet that they have somewhere. But that you
So
don't
like
even
crypto.
Yeah. So even the bums in China, even the beggars do everything digitally. He said it's totally crazy how far ahead China is from us. Like it's like two different worlds.
Yeah. Well,
Well, Wayne, I hope you win your tournaments. I'm gonna go and probably start gathering ingredients.
all right. Appreciate it. I'm at the final 20 in one of the important ones.
Well, I'm usually good luck for you, so I think you might win.
I final tabled in like pretty big ones, or the more important ones when he came on. But
So today it's gonna happen, guaranteed.
I'm 11 out of 20 in one of the more important ones. So let's see. I hope so. I need it.
All right, Wayne. I'll talk to you next time.
All right, later.
Later.
All right. Ooh. There, it's just me, guys. Two pair open-ended and a flush draw. That's not good. I don't even know. Whatever. How you guys doing? I'm pumped full of coffee and a little energized, and we got the good luck Limon, so hopefully we final table in one of the important ones. We have just a pair of queens. We're 9 out of 20. We timed the blinds wrong, but whatever. We faded the big one increase. That was more important. Who's in the chat? What's up, Daniel Nuno? Fold. Beach Fraser, Nick from you at PS3 Shakes. How's it going, guys? We had the Limon. Damon Santor, what's up, the dude? Nick from Yuma, of course. Mad Benjamin. Bastian Grob. Andrew Nicholas. Sean Snyder. Have not won all the tournaments yet. Trying. And Sean, thanks for housing me in the great city of San Diego. AJ, aka A Jizzle. Bet here. We can wager some chips. Some fantasy chips. Fantasy points. king. This is where we get crippled. Or this is where we bust, actually, if he calls it off. Oh my god. Of course. 10 or king? Oh, 10. Woo. 3 out of 20. Check's good. Ooh, this is a good hand to pick up when we're deep. I'll take this hand too. And hope we get some action here. We heard we got some action. Let's just call this off so we don't screw it up. Definitely calling it off here. Of course he gets a queen, 9 or 10. Oh, we're the cutoff here. Oh, I guess this guy's an NL pro. I don't know who. That's one up on me. Last 2 tables in this one, busted from the important one. What's up, Nathan Kluster, Bastian Grob. Probably no more guests today. I'm tired. I need to focus too. Thank you guys for coming in. Smash that thumbs up, hit subscribe. Once again, we're going to get Ronnie Barda on Ladies Night on Love the Bike in the future. Since people are, you know, throwing shade at him, got to protect my buddy. Give him some chances with the ladies. He finished top 3 in the WPT. Shout out to him. Well, we're running good in one of the important ones. Rather bust early in the important one, the other important one, than, you know, run good the rest of the way here. We've ran really good in the first few hours. 14 bigs. I really needed to make the 6-2, 6-2 offsuit. I think I need another 44 seconds to think about it. Sorry guys, really tough call. Like you need 36 seconds to think about this. Another 15 seconds, guys. I mean, I'm just raise, call, maybe fold, but unlikely. Okay, I fold. Oh, I'm so lucky. I didn't hit the 6 or the deuce. It's crazy. I have a backdoor spade draw, though. Cat Jam. Shout out to Landon Tice. Ever heard of Matt Ben? Ever heard of Matt Anthony or General Wayne from the Revolutionary War? No. Wow, lot of action. Lot of action. Looks like a man beaten by jacks. Well, it's better than 8 for sure coming out. Or a club or a jack. 2 is 17 now. Already busted Sunday scrimmage. No free marketing for me. I think I busted this thing too. You have aces? Yeah. Whoops. There's some action. Wow. Oh, how anticlimactic. Was hoping there was some damage. One more slot for a pay jump. Oh, that's me. Pay jump. Should save your chips for these type of hands, guys. Unlikely to set her straight, so I'm just going with it. These guys got it. Kings? He does have a straight, jeez. Well, if I'm gonna bust a tournament, better to bust early. Sometimes they have 3-5 in their hand. I don't know what to say. Alright, this is a okay, this one's done. So we have 4 left, I think. Flopped a set of spades. This is rough because it's like in his range. I don't think he would call with low cards. I'm gonna check it. Well done, Squirrel 22. One more slot for a pay jump. Oh, got the pay jump, so 2 more slots of final table. Four MTTs left for the day. Reasonable. Looking for that third three. Really hope Squirrel doesn't find a hand here. It's such a bad calling hand. I'm gonna try to retain my position and fold this. This might be it, guys. I'm covered, but still. I think it's a pay jump to get 9. Pay jump to hit 9, so I might have factored into Parsec's decision. Taking a chance they stall 2, not drawing dead. Damn it. Off by literally a second. I actually don't like the steal spot. Burn U is under a lot of pressure to like go with hands, so if he picked up any real hand, there's like a lot of hands that he would pick up to go with like crush me. And I get lucky, faded this by folding the ace-7, and final table time, guys. It was very lucky I faded the ace-10, the ace-king, but really, like, this guy was in a spot where he was under a lot of pressure to potentially play his hand, and ace-7 plays very poorly against a hand that you would, you know, loosen up to go with. And we are final table, guys. It's the third most important one for the day. Needs a little luck from here on out. course. Should have an incredibly large hand to be able to do that. I bust here. Yep, final table. Thanks, the dude. My 10. Right, well, let's see, do I rip? I think I rip here. Yeah, I rip. You really have a jack? I mean, I can't fold aces here. It looks like it's for value. I mean, I don't know. Oh, we fought the flush. Whatever. At least I didn't go broke. These guys are just too good. I guess I better be wary though over bets. They always have it. How's it going, guys? Can't even. Well, I guess I turned extra outs. I get a jack, an ace, or a heart. I took a risk with the timers and max screwed myself. Looking for that third three. Flopped it. Oh, we're in seventh. All right, we're winning for the day. New. Seriously? All right, GG. So stupid. Gotta run good in these things. I ran good to get here, so can't complain, but like, it's just that ace jack to ace nine thing. Guess I gotta go with this. Actually, I have 3 more hands. Zach?
Yeah.
Mr. Elwood.
Hello.
Oh, we had technical difficulties earlier, so
I understand.
Lyman's off, but you are on.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah, it's okay. You have a story to tell.
Oh yeah, you want me to tell that now? Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh yeah. Well, I had a testicle removed, and I encourage everyone to if they notice anything strange with their body, to get it checked out, because you never know when it might be cancer.
Right. So was there like
PSA.
pain or?
Yeah, it was like, I noticed, it's a testament to fondling your balls often, that can really help. There
Sorry.
can be positives to that, because I noticed something strange. There was a hard, kind of painful consistency to one of my testicles, and then I went in, like, basically the very next day. The hospital system told me to go into the urgent care to speed it up, and I got an ultrasound, and sure enough, it came out that it was cancerous, and they removed it like 2 days after I noticed something strange, so it all escalated very rapidly.
Wow.
Yeah, so be careful out there.
Yeah, no, that's what I tell people too. Like, don't take this stuff for granted. This is Zachary Elwood of Reading Poker Tells, and they have an excellent podcast, and obviously been on Live at the Bike podcast and played a couple times. So
Yeah, and it was. I should say also, it looks very good. Like, it was very local and constrained. So I have no other treatments right now, unless some surprises come up. I'm in the caught it very early, so prognosis is very good. But there could be real downsides to not noticing it early.
sure.
Yeah.
I had a lump in my neck in like the month, and I haven't gone in. I'm gonna go this week
Oh yeah.
and check. Yeah.
Well, I know people that don't go into the doctors for they have kind of an
Oh no, I've been meaning to
medical
do it. Yeah.
kind of thing, and I think that's pretty common to not trust doctors, and the insurance problems too, like having to pay a lot of
Sure.
money. But yeah, if you can get them checked out, do it. It beats noticing it later.
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm super paranoid. Like, I had a couple anxiety attacks, which I think we talked about on our podcast. That I just had to check them out. The doctor said I was mostly okay. They were mostly false alarms, but it's like the doctors aren't perfect, but they sure as hell know more than non-study
Yeah, it's
people.
better than nothing.
Yeah.
It's like I got all kinds of criticisms of the medical system and our healthcare system, but it's you gotta do what you can to help yourself. Yeah.
Right.
So what did you and Limon talk about?
Oh damn it! I just got out on 7th on the final table. I just got sucked out like 3 times in a row. These things are so stupid, but
Am I
whatever.
distracting you?
No. Dude, it's just Hold'em, man. Like, come on. Like, when people talk about Hold'em skill, it's just like such a joke. It's like, you're 20 years in Hold'em. There's an MTT.
Got
It's just
down
like,
to a science.
yeah. No. Lyman on his own stream talked about like the GameStop and the doggy coin and just like the state of the world in general. So.
Yeah, he's a big stock trader, right? He dabbles in that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's like pretty much retired, so I kind of like, envious of him, plus like, aspire to achieve even half as much as he did by his age, his current age. He just sets stuff up so well. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I hope he made money on the latest election bets, to make up for his
He made up
his election
some.
bets in 2016.
Yeah, and he was paid in Bitcoin, and it just like went off. So it it was an interesting ride for him. But yeah, we definitely want you on the next time. But like the way that I was doing things like wasn't working. I had Nicole call in too, and this audio. We just need like everybody on Zoom. That's like the only way around it. But I was trying to plan something. But Lyman will be back on. Like he's especially now he's just like super chill and just golfs and whatever. I mean when the casinos open back up indoors, he'll probably go back and get his host job back or whatnot. But really, just like he's in no hurry. Like a lot of us that quote unquote need the financials. Like we gotta grind. We gotta work. But he's worked really hard in the last like 10-15 years, probably his whole life, but really just the last 10-15 years. I'm just he and I have very similar like beliefs, but just like we have different skill sets. So You know, when it's like,
he's a smart guy, interesting guy.
yeah.
Did you talk about the? Have you talked about the Negreanu Doug Poke stuff at all?
He and I don't really talk that much about poker. It's usually a joke, like about like revolving your life around, you know, red and black rectangles. But what did you have to say about it?
Oh, nothing really. I mean, I haven't followed it that closely. I just monitored the 2+2 thread on that whole thing just to see, kind of keep sense of like what's going on with it. It's kind of interesting to just see the kind of summary comments about end of each session kind of thing.
What are the Cliff's notes?
I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's hard to say because it's just reading random people's comments, so I don't feel like I have a good sense. But I think Doug's up like 700,000 right now at this point.
Yeah.
And but Doug's also like saying he's been so frustrated with
poker,
with it, and he wouldn't play another one basically.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, it's like these kind of competitions are just really intense. Like, I'm way past my esports prime, but like 2 years ago in January, I played in a tournament, big one, like nationals. And just like I took a day off from work. I was so strained and stressed, and just like, dude, I'm way too old for it. Like round 2, I just wanted to like quit. And he's doing this for like a prolonged thing in which he's a very good heads-up player, but in 2021 he may not be even close to the best. I'm sure he's like top whatever percentile, but like he's just not studied, in 2021.
Well, I think I can. I don't know about you, but I can relate to the. Finding as you get older, the poker just is draining in the sense that it's, it requires constant mental concentration, and you are kind of burnt out from doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
I mean, I can definitely relate to that. And then I also saw he said in a previous thing, like a year or so ago, he had said that when he played poker, he actually had a lot of anxiety, which I hadn't seen that quote before. But that was kind of interesting too, that it was causing him, anxiety to play, which I think a lot of people can relate to too. But I'm kind of curious to know more about how much the anxiety plays a role in him not wanting to play versus just being kind of.
I think I could relate in a sense that like he and I used to be hyper competitive players, and then when you're in the zone, you're like, you love the game, you're studying, you like just taking on anybody. But when you're no longer in that zone, you're now facing against people who are hyper competitive,
more motivated.
Yeah. And that's just not fun, especially when you're playing for like large dollar amounts.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think him versus Negreanu had a lot of personal issues, plus like motivation, like marketing, upswing, and just there was a lot of motivation for the stars aligned for this one. And I guess for other people, he doesn't have that kind of like personal vendetta motivation.
Well, and somebody said too a good point that he didn't think that Negreanu would accept the challenge, which is that came as a surprise to him when he offered it, which I believe that's probably true.
I said the same thing.
I wouldn't expect that, so that's interesting, thinking like he was almost like, well, I'll make this challenge, and he actually accepted. Now I actually got to get cracking and preparing and thinking about it, which I didn't think I would have to do.
Sure.
But I do think he complains a lot more than I would expect him to, considering he's
really?
up 700,000.
Oh.
He's in the sense that like he's obviously got the edge. He seems a bit too bitter about everything. Like, but I guess it's related to feeling burnt out with poker and not really liking to play poker, which as we said, we can relate to. But.
I guess like because it's interesting, there's parallel phenomenons like the GameStop and crypto stuff. So if he wasn't liquid playing against Daniel Negreanu, that money actually would have increased at a higher rate if it was in Bitcoin or like GameStop or AMC. So like pure dollar amount, it's like a lot, but whatever is return on investment, and I know at least Ryan Fee, I'm sure other people have a piece of his action too, and there's side bets, but his return on investment might be just like, why would I do this? Why don't I just sit back and buy Bitcoin, just like, have a martini?
Well, it also you probably, expected to be beating him for a lot more. I think that plays into his frustration too, which he was feeling like, well, I can beat this guy for, X big blinds, per 100 or whatever, and I think he's disappointed that it didn't turn out better, and now he's like kind of in like protect the lead mode, which he probably didn't expect to be in at that point.
There's just so much on top of the anxiety. There's like entitlement. Like, I mean, I've lost some really big pots in the last few months that I was significant favorites of, and just like it stings, man. And just like you just feel. I mean, obviously, like whatever the percentage was, like 70%, 80%, 90%, I should have won the pot, but like I didn't, and it just stings. And of course, like. I've sucked down on people, not like bad, because like I'm usually not going to get, my chips in too poorly. I'm going to have a hand if I get it in poorly. But like, and I've sucked down some. But like, you just always think like, oh, like the other guy's so much luckier than me. But it's really just you're wallowing in your own misfortune.
Well, I think the tough thing about poker is that if you're a winning player, you're used to winning, and that part of it becomes kind of like every day to you. But I think the in a way the losses stay just the same as hard to deal with as earlier earlier in your career. So it's like I feel like the mental stuff is it can be hard to deal with, because I think even for long-term winning players, you get that point where you're just like, I gotta deal with this shit, after all this time. And, it never gets. I mean, it gets easier, definitely, but it still is like
it never goes
a
away.
Negative thing, that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Frequently.
In other industries, you can potentially mitigate or minimize a lot of negative reinforcement, where poker is like no matter how good you get, you're just going to be dealt the losing hands a lot.
You're going to have bad swings. It's not like not like chess where or other high skill things where you're going to be able to beat the variance so much. You're always going to have to deal with that huge variance.
Yep. I mean, there's all these things, and just like, what I'm making now isn't as quote much as my peak hourly in the past, but like everybody says I look better, I'm healthier, I'm building other things that are real world value, and just like, it's a much higher security that at the end of the year I'll be net positive than if you're playing high stakes. Even if people know you're a favorite or winning player, like there's no guarantee, man. Like there's so few hands played. So I mean, I joke about it here and there about being a has-been or whatever, but it's just like it really is just like you got to live life for yourself. And just like when I see the young kids like studying, I'm just like, oh, I never even loved poker that much, but had the luxury of it, being there in an easier era, and now just like they really, really love it. All right, time to step back.
That was Limon's. He had good advice in the early 2+2 threads about you gotta think about other things, diversifying your income and all these other things. I think there can be a tendency for young people to be too focused on like, well, I'm obviously going to do really well at this thing. I don't have to think about anything else, But I think Limon had some great advice on that back in the day.
A lot of it's just like tied, like when something is tied to your identity. So like poker is obviously tied to a lot of professional poker players' identity, and like when something goes wrong, when on a down streak, they can't really complain, and then other people outside the industry don't understand, or other people just like just label poker something that's not, then it's increases the strain. It's like misunderstanding between the professional poker player and the outside world, or even in the inside world, because let's face it, most people just aren't as good as they think they are.
Right.
And
right.
just Yeah, so just like when you tie your identity to something and then that's like the one thing you do, it's like a really bad vortex. And even it's not even all that I do now, but when I'm on a losing streak, I still get into the vortex, and I just
Mhm.
it's just bad. I don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah, it kind of makes you. It makes you. The thing I didn't like about playing poker a lot, when it was like the only thing I was focused on, it was like it made me feel like I was kind of a one-dimensional person, and made me feel kind of bitter in the sense that it's like, well, you guys don't know what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And I kind of hated that about it, because it was like, well, why would anyone care what I was going through?
Yeah.
If I take a step back, it's like,
it's like narcissism plus like like being just self-centered, self-pity. Like
Mhm.
I go through it now, and it's just like it's really bad because nobody should ever have to like be responsible for it. So
right. Yeah, and that's what I didn't like about the swings of poker and the lifestyle of poker. It has hardships, and I think I think some people are better suited for it than others, but I think we have to work against every pursuit has these theoretical negative psychological things that can be painful, and we have to work against.
despite all these things, it's like I talk with a lot of younger people, like in their 30s or 20s, and like despite all the negatives of poker, I'm just like I don't even know what to tell them, because it's always like when my elders are like, don't do this, don't do that. It's like, okay, well, if I don't do this, what am I supposed to do? Like there's just not many good options. The world's just so competitive now, and just like things get outdated so fast. Cost of living keeps going up. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I always feel that way when I never feel like I have advice for anyone, because everyone's so different. And
Yeah, different skill sets, different situations.
It's always like I'm always like, well, here's what I think, but it only really applies to myself. I don't feel like I can help people other than like tell them my story or something, or give like random observations, because everyone is so different, and so has different skill sets, has different psychological, emotional needs, or whatever. And yeah, it's so hard to give advice to anyone about anything, really.
Yeah, one of the other things was like different achievements and provable achievements. So like one of the simple ones is just like getting a degree. Like, is a degree as useful as it used to be? No. Like, is there value, like educational value that it used to have? No, because like the internet. But like, if I go to Harvard versus like a no-name school, you're just going to be labeled differently, and you're going to be able to traverse in different ways. That while was the education worth it? Like the raw information? Not really. You're just buying the brand. So it's like if you go to a college, and even if it's minus EV plus like like time to make up, is the brand worth your purchase? Or even like like I think the value of social interaction, because people 30 and younger grew up with internet, so they have far less face-to-face interactions, and we talked about this. So like I think the value is there, like forced or opportunity / some forced interaction with people with similar backgrounds as you. So
Yeah, I sometimes felt like the value of college was just showing. It's basically shorthand for showing like I could do this project for X number of years, and I accomplished it. It doesn't actually mean anything. It just shows I was able to complete something. So that shows that I am, in some sense, trustworthy, even if I didn't actually learn anything. But I did commit to something.
Yes.
I feel like people miss that about college. It's not like the value isn't in the education. It's almost like if I was going to hire somebody, college shows me at the very least, like, well, they were able to complete.
you get
something,
it done. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, whereas if somebody else might have some other accomplishments, but if I'm faced with the choice between somebody with a college degree and someone who doesn't have that, and they have the same, other characteristics, I'm going to be like, well, the person with the college degree did commit to something and finish something that was big, even if they didn't learn much different than the other person. Yeah.
Right, and just
it's just a signifier of a shorthand for like they did something.
and when you're
if
in
you can do that, if you can prove that in other ways, that's awesome. Like you can complete, you know, make an app or something. You know, it's like you've shown that you've done something.
For sure. It was more like, I think I've told you too, the props at the bike are highly educated. One is a master's from Juilliard, one went to Berkeley. They're, Casey and TT, I think, both have masters in engineering. But, like, you know, they work in a casino. But just, like, it just showing, like, you know, a poker player, one of the toughest things is just sticking to a schedule, showing up on time, and being responsible. And clearly, if you have a bachelor's or especially a master's. Oh, one of the guys had a PhD, too. And one of the commentators, Charlie Wilmot, has a PhD from UC San Diego. So it's just like, they're choosing this path for a reason. May not be great reasons, but, you know, it's legitimate reasons. So.
Well, I gotta go make some food that I promised to make. So I'm gonna let you go here.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate your time, and you're always welcome on. We'll get you in another day. All right,
Wayne.
take it easy.
Good.
Yeah, guys, a lot of heartbreak. The MTTs are in 30 minutes. I'm really tired. I might just like call it a day. Wow. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Of course, if I won that ace jack against ace 9, a lot of things changed, but I did run good to get there. Yeah, guys, shout out to you guys, the Limon. Had a long few weeks travel. Am I running into aces here again? No, we both have kings and he has jacks. So it's rough times. Alright guys. Yeah, I'm gonna unregister these. So take it easy. See you guys next time, and hopefully less